Good morning everyone. The Shimmer is a strange and mysterious substance which can't exactly be covered in full with just one session. However, what we can do is start to talk some more about the items which can be obtained from the Shimmer, including the items we'll be covering today, the vital and arcane crystals from Terraria. As with a number of items that are transmogrified by the Shimmer, the vital and arcane crystals can both be considered upgrades of a sort, or at least variants of the life and mana crystals. Whereas the original crystals will increase a person's maximum health and mana reserves, respectively, their shimmered versions will instead increase the rate at which a person can regenerate each of these reserves. As with most of the items which are changed by the Shimmer, the vital and arcane crystals both exhibit the general pink and purple shades of the Shimmer, although unlike most of the other items, they do retain to an extent their original colorations, with the vital crystal appearing more pink and the arcane crystal a bluish shade of purple. Additionally, they also carry over some of their distinguishing features of their previous appearance, including the general shape of the life and mana crystals, only more crystalline. One of the main things to note is that the effects of the vital and arcane crystals is that if the effects of the vital and arcane crystals were to be stacked, then the effect would be quite significant, with the potential to make the regeneration of health and mana nigh instantaneous, due to the relative abundance of fallen stars, which can be made into mana crystals, compared with the difficulty of locating a finite amount of life crystals underground. It can be concluded that life regeneration is the more difficult of the two reserves to be upgraded. Furthermore, it is also important to highlight that these items do not impact the initial drain of health and mana, meaning that it's not possible to obtain immortality or a perpetual mana reserve. Combining all of this information, we can see that while on the face of it they appear to be of similar worth, the vital crystal is far more valuable than the arcane crystal. This especially applies for individuals who do not actually use magic in any significant way, whereas everyone would naturally benefit from increased vitality. We have discussed previously when covering the Terraformer that the Aether may be an entirely different dimension, with the Shimmer being the portal to it. However, whereas the Terraformer demonstrated mechanical changes indicating an entirely different device, the vital and arcane crystals more heavily support the idea that the Shimmer is merely a substance which can imbue objects with a form of power, changing them into variants of themselves and mutating creatures that happen to fall into it. Some stories consider that the blood of the gods created life upon Terraria, and that deposits of this blood still exist hidden within the world. It could be that the Aether is one of these deposits, and that the transmutative effects are not limited to organics. Sometimes the blood of God can be referred to as ichor, and interestingly enough, there is already a substance known as ichor in Terraria, the yellow substance extruded by ichor stickers. This could simply be a case of colloquial terminology appropriating the name, or it could be that, as ichor stickers exist within the Crimson, the yellow ichor is a corrupted or dark form of the Shimmer, which does not imbue and change life, but instead takes it. There is unfortunately no evidence to currently support this hypothesis, however, and as a result the true nature of the Shimmer and the items that are produced by it remain a mystery. Although they are derived from the life and mana crystals, the vital and arcane crystals are largely their own objects, with an entirely different use to their predecessors, but they are no less important. While they do give some hints towards the true nature of the Shimmer, ultimately they provide relatively little hard evidence about the substance. Despite the vital crystal being found to be more valuable than the arcane, in general terms, they can be said to be as significant as each other. As such, both the vital and arcane crystals have been assigned an artifact rating of remarkable. I know I've said it before, but I swear one day we'll talk about the Shimmer and Aether on their own merits. But for now, I think it is useful to explore around the topic, so that we can gather all the evidence we can. For the moment though, please don't forget to subscribe for more course content and become a patron to support the lecture series and suggest your own topics. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to go and see how much heart-shaped crystals sell for on eBay.